Hi, it's Barb coming to you from my craft studio. I had somebody ask what is in my scrap rack. They wanted to kind of see a flip through, so I thought I would just show you. I have my alphabet section first, which I do representation of stamps, embossing folders, Cricut cartridges, which I'm way behind on my Cricut alphabets. I find I don't really need the Cricut stuff cataloged that much since I use Design Space. I can just go in and do a search there and find what I have. I have stencils here, and then it's alphabet stickers, which, like I said, I am really considering purging a lot in the alphabet section. And then I have what I call words of wisdom. I've seen it called words of wisdom, words of wonder. It's basically any words that I have, especially non-themed words. If they were definitely like Christmassy, they're in the Christmas section. They're not here. So it has die cut stickers. I file my stencils right in here. I don't keep paper in my scrap rack, which was what brought about, well, what do you keep in there? Then I have my animal section. As you can see, I have a lot of the different die cuts and stickers. That's a lot of what's in here. There's some rub-ons in here. I don't have cats in my animal section. I do that one separate. I probably just should have did it at the end or something, but and then I have this one for arts and entertainment, which I put crafting and music and things like that there for lack of anywhere else to put them. My baby section, my birthday section. I tried to get the Totally Tiffany dividers for each theme. You don't have to put a divider at each theme. I just found it easier for myself to do it that way, and if I had washi, I put it along the edge of the divider. The last divider on each spinder is actually a Dollar Tree cutting mat that I just punched. I don't travel with mine, so I didn't feel the full coverage was necessary, and it seemed like a waste of the tab at the end. That's just me. This is my card making section, which I try to put things in that I know that I would probably most likely use them on a card there, and then I have it like subcategorized by thank you. I kind of made a list here of anniversary, which I said see my weddings, baby, see baby, birthday, you see birthday, Christmas, you'd want to go to the Christmas section, but congratulations, get well, invitation, sorry, sympathy, thank you, thinking of you, and then I put other occasions for cards. If it had its own section, I wrote that you needed to go to that so that I would remember which ones I had separate themes for and which ones I didn't. Cats, because we're cat people here. Cooking and food, which I almost could have put in family because cooking and food tends to make me think of my mom. But I would use them for other things too, so they got their own. Decades, it's like anything 50s, 60s, 70s, that just kind of, to me, screams that decade. This is designers. I put my Tim Holtz and Anna Griffin and Heidi Swapp stuff here. Especially for Tim Holtz, I probably would use his stuff only on certain types of projects, so you may or may not want a designer theme, though some of his stuff I could probably almost put in postal. And then Disney, and then I combined my education, childhood, and teen into one section. I don't have little ones, so that worked for me. Then I have family and friends. Now my garden and flower section, a lot of flowers go in rainbow for me. These are things to me that more said gardening, or they were flower stamps, so they can be any color I want. So I wanted a representation of them someplace other than, like, I'll put my just colored flowers in the colored section, but this has like stamps and embossing folders, that type of thing in it. And then I have my home and house section, my section for men, which is really small. Paper dolls, which is anything that's people, body parts, clothing. that type of thing, I just stuck under paper dolls. I probably could have labeled it people, but paper dolls is what came to mind, I think, because of a few of the items being specific. That's where I put my googly eyes. I have a planner section, which is mainly a representation of my planner stamps, because most of my planner stuff I keep on my planner cart. My postal section, which I'm retired post office, so I tend to really like anything with the postal theme. Religion. Until it's a really small section for me because I'm not overly religious. Shapes. It's not really a theme, but I needed a place to put basically my catalog of things that don't really have a theme. They're more shapes and backgrounds, so that's really what the shapes one is for me. Because I don't scrapbook about squares or triangles, so it's not a theme. That's how I look at my themes, is do I craft about that subject? And I put my stencils right in that section too. And then sports, which I don't craft too much about sports anymore. I did when my kids were younger, because my son was really into sports. And then I have transportation, vacation, weddings, Wizard of Oz. I have a couple family members. One of them is my daughter, who really likes the Wizard of Oz. I have this stamp set from, I think it's Graphic 45, Hampton Arts. They have another one that has, I think, Dorothy and the Wicked Witch and maybe Glinda the Good Witch. And I'd love that set, but I never found it at Tuesday morning. And then we get into my calendar section, which goes by season. I start out with winter, and then I go into Christmas, which is a big section, New Year's, Valentine's. See, this gives you kind of an idea of what I put in here. I put my representations of stamps and embossing folders and punches. I put buttons and die cuts and stickers and any other type of embellishment in here. My stencils go in here. I probably could almost put Graphic 45 as a theme, because they tend to have a very specific look to them. Then my spring, which has subcategories for St. Patrick's, Easter, and Mother's Day. And graduation. I put graduation in the calendar year because to me graduation for the most part occurs at the end of spring. Kind of kicks off summer. I mean, I know sometimes you can get college graduations in December, but my brain associates it with end of spring. So that's where it went. And then summer, I have Father's Day. Patriotic. Anything patriotic goes there. When I think patriotic, I think 4th of July, which is why I put it in summer. Stars go there. You would find anything that's Memorial Day here, even though it's filed under some July, in the July area. It's just where when I think patriotic, I think 4th of July, so that's where it goes for me. I put my military stuff in here too, like this is a Navy item, which I bought that because my father-in-law was Navy, and I thought I would probably use that on a project for him at some point. Then fall, I have Grandparents' Day, Halloween, and Thanksgiving. And then we get into the rainbow section, which I probably need to kind of I need to fix my washi tape there. Reorganize it, because I have it rainbow order than my neutrals, and I kind of, with my paper, switched my neutrals around based upon how much I had of certain ones and how much space I had. So I probably need to rearrange, because I'd want to keep them in the same order in here as I do in my paper. But I do my pinks at the beginning, and then I do red, which you can see I have embroidery floss in here. I couldn't think of the name of it. In here, You can see my flowers are in here. That's where I file flowers that I use as accents. They go there. Tags go there. Some people put their tags in there at the end of their alphabet. I just stick them in my rainbow. Just stickers and gems of whatever color. Then I have orange, yellow, green, blue, purple. This is where I probably need to do some rearranging, is once you get to the neutrals, because I know I rearranged them in the paper just based upon the amount of paper I had. You don't have as much white and black, because especially the white, there's really not a whole lot of white pattern paper, because white on white doesn't lend itself very well to pattern paper. There's a few. So then I have my white, my gray, my brown, my black, and then at the very end I have the multi-clear section, which it's things that I mean, this one I suppose could have went in green, but some of them I can't pick out one specific color, or they just have, I didn't want to cut them apart. So there's lots of different colors on a sheet, or I have clear things that could really go any color. Like I suppose I could cut these apart here and put them under each specific color, but I just didn't take the time to do it. I know to flip through here if I can't find what I'm looking for. But anyways, that's kind of a look at, what's in my scrap rack. Thanks for joining me. I'll catch you next time.